Top treasures.
We count down the top 10 strangest inventions that actually made money. Many inventions can come across as weird or unusual. Most can seem pointless and leave you saying to yourself, who would ever buy that? But occasionally there are a few that seem to sell and make vast amounts of money, as stupid as they may seem.
Number 10.
The Doggles. The goggle-style sunglasses meant for dogs aren't just meant for any mud on the go. The Doggles protect your friendly little canine from harmful UV rays while blocking out dust and dirt all at the same time, because it's not like dogs can use their own eyes like they have been for the past 100 millions of years. The Doggles were put into more effective use when it was decided to use them on dogs in the war of Iraq and on the mission to kill Osama bin Laden. Doggles have been sold by the millions, and you can pick up one for yourself for the low price of $19.99.
Number 9.
The Snuggie. Imagine sitting on your couch on a cold rainy day and you want to wrap up in a blanket and read a book. But wait, the blanket limits the use of your hands. The Snuggie is there to fix the problem. The Snuggie is an invention that is basically a blanket with armholes. So it's the perfect solution for all you people that are lazy and don't feel like pulling your arms out from underneath a blanket to answer the phone or change the channel on the television. And if your dog's cold, they can have a Snuggie too. So if your dog is cold and fighting in Iraq, I suggest buying the Doggles and Snuggie together.
Number 8.
The Magic 8 Ball. Probably one of the older inventions on the list and one of the most boring. The invention was manufactured in the 1950s during the fortune-telling craze, and they sold extremely well. The design is basically a sphere with a viewing window that when shook tells you your fortune after asking the ball extremely desperate questions. The ball has 20 answers inside, of which consist of positive, negative, and neutral answers. The ridiculous black ball sold very well and had many lonely kids sitting in their rooms asking the ball questions about their future and why they have no friends.
Number 7.
The Koosh Ball. We all made paperclip chains of rubber band balls in school just to cure the boredom, and the Koosh Ball is just another way of doing so, except this way it actually costs money. It is the perfect invention for people that think throwing a regular tennis ball is too cliche and are willing to pay money for a ball made of rubber strings. The company that purchased Koosh was sold to toy giant Hasbro in 1997 for more than $100 million, which just comes to show that useless junk can be worth a lot.
Number 6.
Plastic wishbone. Some inventors make scientific breakthroughs and others invent the light bulb. But then there's the person that glued two pieces of plastic together and called it a toy. The inventor apparently saw a need for a plastic wishbone during an argument over who would get the wishbone from the holiday turkey. The toy sold for $3.99 to get a pack of 4, or you could just buy a tub of 400 for the low cost of $1.95, because eating a turkey like a normal person is just not as fun anymore.
Number 5.
The Singing Fish, a toy where the name pretty much says it all. It's a fish that sings on your wall. At some point you've probably seen one of these, whether it was at your grandparents' house or in a grocery store singing on a shelf. The toy was first made in the 1990s by the Texas Novelty Toy Company and was selling extremely fast upon release, because apparently a lot of lonely fishermen need some company.
Number 4.
The Billybob Teeth. This novelty item has pulled in millions of dollars since it was released and still is to this day. There's nothing like playing with your grandma's old dentures, and now thanks to the Billybob Teeth, you can have your own for just $9.99. Every kid hates hearing the news that they have to get braces and having to deal with the pain that comes along with them. So what better way to get back at your parents than to have a fake underbite and look like a heavy smoker?
Number 3.
Furby. This strange furry ball of fun sold very well upon its release in 1998, and all kids were begging their parents for one when it was released. The Furby was first released by Tiger Electronics and came with a hefty $40 price tag, because I guess a lot of kids wanted a creepy talking ball of hair to play with in the 90s. One of Furby's tricks was to learn English and speak less of its gibberish over time. With time, you could buy different themed versions of the Furby for your ball of hair to play with, which included Christmas Furbies, Halloween Furbies, and even a 2000 presidential election Furby.
Number 2.
The Tamagotchi, the perfect Japanese toy for your kids to grow up with. Like the Furby, this invention simulated owning a virtual pet without the mess. The Tamagotchi was highly annoying because of the fact that it pretty much needed constant attention, which could include feeding it or playing games with it. Because why do your homework when you can play with your egg-shaped virtual pet? It has been estimated that over 70 million Tamagotchis have been sold since its release, and at one time, one was sold every second.
Number 1.
Coming in at number 1 is the Pet Rock, most likely the oldest toy on this list, probably because of the fact that it was made billions of years ago. The Pet Rock is pretty much the best toy you could ever ask for. It just sits there and stares at you, and you don't have to clean up after it or keep it fed. The quote-unquote inventor of the Pet Rock sold over 5 million Pet Rocks and made millions of dollars, probably because of the fact that the manufacturing costs were so low. And look on the bright side, if you lose your Pet Rock, you can have just as much fun watching paint dry. Make sure to check out our previous video, subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed, and as always, thanks for watching. Planetary Annihilation, a real-time strategy game that didn't live up to its hype. But that's okay, neither did Michael Vick. It was the second largest crowdfunded game after Star City.